It's kind of wild to think about. We spend about a third of our entire lives asleep. But what if we just stopped? What would actually happen to your mind and your body if you decided to pull the plug on sleep forever? Well, let's find out. So let me ask you this. How long do you think you could really go? 1 day? 2? The truth is, the breakdown starts way, way sooner than you'd probably guess. Let's start the clock and just see what happens. Okay, first up, the first 24 hours. Now, most of us have been here at some point, right? The all-nighter for a big test or maybe a long flight. You feel like you can muscle through it, but underneath the surface, your brain is already starting to struggle. Ah, yes, the feeling, that gritty, sand in your eyes thing, the bone-deep exhaustion. It's like a heavy fog settles over your brain and makes every little thing feel like a huge effort. But what's really going on inside is, well, it's much more serious. This is why. Your judgment, it gets cloudy. Your memory starts to get hazy. And here's the absolute kicker. Your reaction time slows down so much that after just 24 sleepless hours, your performance is pretty much the same as someone who is legally drunked. Yeah. Think about that the next time you're thinking about driving while exhausted. And that's just day one. If you manage to push past that, you're not just tired anymore. Oh no. You are now crossing a serious danger threshold where your own body starts to actively fight back against you. 48 hours, 2 full days without any sleep. At this point, your body is in a state of extreme stress. I mean, every single cell is just screaming for you to rest. And your brain starts to take matters into its own hands. So this is when things get really strange. You start to experience microsleeps. Your brain literally just forces a shutdown for a few seconds at a time. And get this, it can happen even if your eyes are wide open. You don't even realize it's happening. Just imagine that behind the wheel of a car. And at the same time, your immune system is basically crashing, which leaves you vulnerable to pretty much any bug going around. Now, if you somehow push past that 48-hour mark, you're entering a truly terrifying place. Your mind, completely starved of its chance to dream and repair itself, just begins to break away from reality. 72 hours, 3 days. At this stage, a complete mental breakdown isn't just a risk, it's pretty much a guarantee. The line that separates the waking world from an absolute nightmare, it just dissolves. Inside your head, the battle for what's real is completely lost. Your brain can no longer tell the difference between what's actually in front of you and what's a hallucination. So, in a desperate attempt to make sense of anything, it starts to create its own bizarre, twisted world. This is where severe psychosis kicks in. You start seeing things that aren't there, maybe shadows moving in the corner of your eye. You start hearing voices. Your thoughts become a tangled, paranoid mess. You are, for all intents and purposes, completely lost inside your own head. And the result is, well, it's a waking nightmare. The person is trapped, they're awake, but they're living through a terrifying, confusing dream that they just can't escape from. Go beyond 3 days, and it's not just the mind that shatters. The body itself starts to shut down. This is the final and fatal stage of the process. So here's the most important thing to take away from all this. We tend to treat sleep like it's some kind of inconvenience, something we can just cheat with another cup of coffee. But it's not a choice, it's not a luxury, it is a fundamental, non-negotiable biological command. And there is grim, real-world proof of this. An incredibly rare genetic disorder called fatal familial insomnia literally robs people of the ability to sleep. And over a few agonizing months, their bodies and minds completely collapse. It is always fatal. It is the ultimate terrifying proof that human beings simply cannot survive without sleep. The end comes from a total system failure. The immune system just gives up. Your body can't regulate its temperature anymore. Organs begin to fail, one by one. And that's all assuming a fatal accident caused by the shattered state of your mind doesn't get you first. So, the next time you think about skipping sleep, about how it's just wasted time, I want you to remember this. Sleep isn't the opposite of being alive. It's the price of admission. It's what we pay for the incredible privilege of being awake and aware and conscious. So, the real question is, how much